Hi, I'm John McGuire. I'm a business attorney and tax attorney at the McGuire Law Firm. And in this video, I want to talk a little bit about limiting a business owner's exposure while they're going through an acquisition process, such as a stock purchase agreement or asset purchase agreement. So, as a whole, and this video is not meant to be all inclusive, we're just going to talk about a few key topics. But as a whole, the business owner is going to get brought in one way or another, probably making certain representations and warranties within a purchase agreement. No one wants to feel the exposure, so how do we limit that? Well, there's a few ways. Within the reps and warranties themselves, you can make quantifiers such as knowledge quantifiers or exceptions to the representation and warranty that if it occurred or was true or accurate, it may not be a breach of that representation or warranty. Another good way to do it is at the very end of the agreement, usually when they're talking about indemnification. We can use what's called a basket and a cap. So let's talk about the basket. First, the basket is look at it like an insurance deductible, meaning that the company nor the business owners have any need to indemnify or hold harmless the buyer in regards to a breach until the buyer has experienced X amount in damages. Call it $10,000, call it $100,000. The basket usually has some relation to the purchase price, but it's just like a deductible. You crash your car, oops, you don't have enough in damages, your policy's not going to cover it. Same thing here. Oops, yep, we might have some damages, but it hasn't hit our deductible or our basket. You don't have any need to indemnify it. The second in that same clause would likely be a cap, is you cap the maximum amount of indemnification that you are required to hold, the buyer harmless for. Again, call it 100,000, call it a million. It's going to be something in relation to the purchase price, but you've capped the amount. So worst case scenario, usually but for fraud, you are not going to have to indemnify the buyer for more than that cap. So those are two relatively simple things that if you get numbers in your favor are going to limit your exposure. So there's obviously a number of different ways beyond those we've just discussed that could help limit a business owner's, overall exposure in a transaction. But those are kind of three general ideas I would keep in mind if you're going through a transaction or acquisition process. If you got any questions, give us a call. Thank you.